This
So yesterday,
conference will now be recorded.
Chandana, so your Python file is working in your VS Code. Yeah, Chandana, just reply on. Chandana, everyone. No, sir. Okay, so I will give you the present role to you. Just accept it. Yeah, open the VS Code, Chandana. Yeah, make sure the Vamsi and Harsha Priya. Just check this. The Python file is not working in Chandana's systems. Okay, so I'm going to fix this. Just go through step by step once again. So here, so first of all, you need to create one file that is called like Python operator.py. Okay, so just leave this one and go to the file. Create the new file, Chandana. Go to the file and create new file. Yeah, give the name like suppose example.py. Just enter. Okay, and open it here. Just write some command, the print function, and just say hi students or hello like. Okay, and after that just give the shift enter. No, there itself. Just hit the shift enter. Okay, come to your terminal. Yeah, click on the after the class, and here just type the Python, just keyword Python keyword. Type the keyword and give the enter. So now it's working. Now you can write any command in the here itself. It will work. A simple step only. Now close that blue box. Now the Python is working in your system, Chandana. You can just type any command using the print function or give some mathematical like numeric value using some addition operators or something. Just type here 10 plus 10 after 3 arrows on the last line. Just type 10 plus 10. Yeah, now type it. Now type the 10 plus 10 or something like a string value or something. 10 plus 10, just enter. Yeah, now it's addition. Okay, now it's working, everything. Simple. Just write any some command in the terminal. Okay, and just give the enter. Your Python will be work on this.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and from the window means you have to give the shift enter. So in the open the example.py. Here it is there already. Okay, so from here you can give the shift enter so that automatically the Python interpreter will be executed on your application. In two ways you can run the Python code. Okay, so it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, Priya and Vamsi, is there any doubt about this?
So why it doesn't work for Python operators.py?
What? Can you repeat, Chandana?
Why it did not work for Python operators.py?
I don't know. That is like a small minor issue in your system yesterday. Maybe the file saving or something, writing some command, some minor issue maybe.
So one second.
Yeah. Tell me.
When I'm saving file, it is not showing as Python extension.
No, it should show. Yeah, here you can see the Python extension from the drop down.
Only Magic Python is also not
Magic.
available now.
Okay. PHP, Perl, Treasures. Okay. Okay. Go to the VS Code. Close it. Close that window and click on the extension here on the left side. Click on this. Here you type the Python extension. Yeah. It's installed or not? Extension Python extension pack. It's already installed, right?
Yeah.
Python. Yeah. This one. The Python for VS Code. Just click on that install button. And this also Python extension pack below no the below only Python extension pack, no,
Okay.
from the bottom, third one. Okay, just close this window. So by providing .py, you can save any file, not only from the drop down, you can save manually also. Now just try this one. Just try create one new file. No, don't use that one. Python operators. Create just one file, new file.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Python is coming. Maybe
Okay.
before you didn't install the Python extension pack. That's why it's not added in the dropdown.
Okay.
Okay, now it's fixed, right? Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so in the previous class we learned about the operators like addition, subtraction, like arithmetic operators. Okay, other logical operators and comparison operators. All we learned. And today I'm going to teach about the assignment operators. So here assignment means here we're going to use the equal operator to assign a value to the variable. But out of this we have component operators also. Okay, so let me explain one by one. Okay, what are the component operators available in the Python? Okay, let me open the file. So here, let's say using the comment assignment operators. So here we have 6 assignment operators. Suppose let's say here, so if you say like single equal, so single equal is like assignment operator. Okay, so let's say for example here I'm going to assign some value like for the a is equal, let's say 10. Okay, so here the 10 value is assigned to the a variable. Okay, so this is just a basic operator. So out of this we have component operators. So what are the component operators? Means here we have addition and equal. So here let's say a addition and equal. That's it here. Okay, so this one you can say addition and equal operator. So first we are going to adding value to the variable and then assigning the value later. Okay, so here a plus equal to 10 means here what is the mean here? let's say A is equal to, hello, A plus 10. So this is the actual value. So A plus equal to 10 means here the A is equal to A plus 10. So here we are going to add the value, the 10 value to the variable, and then assigning later that the same value. So here you can say, let's say for example here, if I say the print function, if I call the A, I'm just giving the shift enter. Let me start the terminal. See, if once I give the shift enter on the window, your code window, our Python is started, Python interpreter. Okay, so here just you can say the print A. Just you can say print A. No. Here we have to define actually. In the terminal we have to define the variable, and then you can call the A variable here. Okay, so here I'm going to define some variable and assigning some value here. Suppose if you say print function, inside the print function just call the A variable saying 10. Okay, suppose here A is equal to A plus equal and 10. Okay, so this is like adding and assigning the value to the A variable. So it is like we can use in shortcut way. Instead of using the A is equal to A plus 10, so we can use this compound operator, plus and equal. Okay, now if you say the print A function, what the value will be printed. Let's check. Okay, so let's say here, let's say the print A or saying 10. Okay, after taking this compound operator, A is equal to A plus equal 10. Okay, now I'm going to call the syntax, valid syntax, right? It's simply saying that now it's not saying, right? A is equal to A plus equal operator 10. Right? Syntax or invalid syntax is equal to A plus or equal to 10. It's saying error. Let me close this one. Which function? And now out of an object not found. Then A is not recognized as the name of command list. Okay. So let me close this. I will reopen it. Let me close the VS Code and start. Why it's not working? Python operators. What happened? My system. Okay, let me start giving the Python keyword. Okay, by default it should start the Python interpreter. Suppose if it's not work, okay, just give the Python keyword, it will start. Okay, let me list out all these assignment and component operators here. The first one is a plus equal 10 value. So the actual value is a is equal to a plus 10. Okay, and the second one is, let me list out one by one here. So here a minus equal some 10, some value. Okay, so this means here a is equal to a minus 10. Okay, so that means a is equal to a minus 10. So that is like you can say component operator. Okay, and the next one is multiply and assign. So for a multiply symbol, so it is multiply symbol and equal operate, and then this we can say 10. Okay, so this means here multiply a is equal to a multiply 10. I will run the code. Okay, so let me type the first all the component operators, multiply and 10. Okay, so this is multiply and assignment of. So these are all called like some component, and otherly divide, and one more is modulus operation. Okay, so let me write other also. Okay, let's say here what happens. Okay, so the next one is a divide and equal. Divide is equal to 10. So first we are going to divide the value, okay, and assigning the value later to the a variable. So this means here hash a is equal to a divide 10. Okay, so the first one is addition and equal, and subtraction and equal assign, and third was multiply and assign, and division and assign the value. Okay, and the last one is the modulus and assign. So here the modulus and then equal sign, then 10. Okay, and here this means here a is equal to modulus symbol and 10. So a is equal to a modulus and 10. Okay, so like this, all these component operators we are going to use to do some mathematical calculations. So out of the equal operator, okay, so here equal operator means here we're going to assign the value. Okay, and plus, using the plus, we're going to do the addition part, and subtraction, multiplication, division. So these are all basic operators, but using some using all this we are going to do some mathematical calculations, and out of this we are going to use the components operators. So here this is like we're going to use like some shortcut way. So instead of writing a is equal to a plus b, you can just use this operator a plus and equal, plus and like here not equal, like assigning. Okay, the addition and assign 10 value to the a variable. Okay, like this same using other operators like subtract and assign, multiply and assign, division and assign, modulus and assign the value. Okay, so these are all operators called like components operators. out of our arithmetic operators. So here you can say components operators here. Okay, let me try one by one example here. In my terminal, let me try the first one here. So here I'm going to first I'm going to create is equal 10, and here I'm going to use that operator, the first one, addition and assign operator. Okay, let's say here the addition is equal, I'm going to say 10. Okay, so let me print this print function. Inside the print function, I'm going to call a. So now it's saying 20. So actual our a value is 10, which I assigned in the first line. Okay, after using the component operator like addition and assign. So addition means, so already 10 value is there, our variable, and after this again I have added one more 10 and assigning to the a variable. So that means, so addition and assign the value, that means 2 times. So it's look like a 10 plus 10. Okay, so once we call the 20, once we call the print function variable, so it's saying 20, right? The same way we are going to use other operators like subtract and assign, multiply and assign. So let me check one by one here. The next one is subtract and assign value. Okay, so here just give the syntax here, a minus like subtract is equal 10. So what it will print now, just call the print function and this call as call the a variable. Okay, so now that means my present value is 20 or 10, present a value. So present a value, it's going to subtract with the 5 10. Okay, let me check this now. So my previous value is 20 after using the component operator. So that means 20 minus 10. So 10 again is going to assign into the variable. Okay, so that is like subtract and assign the value. So using this operator, we can write like this way. Okay, and what is the next operator? The multiply and assign. Okay, just use this multiply and multiply and assign. So here a multiply is equal like assign and then 10. So here we are going to doing multiply with the a value and assign the generated value to the a variable. Okay, let's check with the print function, print a. So now it's saying 100. So that means a multiply assign means, so existing value a value is 10. Okay, it's going to multiply with the 10. So 10 into 10 is 100. So that 100 value is stored in the, like mean assigning to the a variable. It's like we are going to store the new value to the a variable. So after some mathematical calculations. So after mathematical calculation means here multiplying and assigning the value to the new value. Okay, so like this you can use the multiply and assignment operator. Okay, and the next one is division and assign operator. And here let's say is equal a division is equal assign and then 10. Just use the print function, inside print a, just call this. So now it's saying 10.0. Okay, so like this now it's saying 100 by 10. So my previous a value is 100, so it's dividing by 10. So my existing like new generated value is 10. The new value is stored in the again in the a variable. So you can check here each and every time a value is changing. Okay, the first assigned value is 10. After using the addition and assign value 20. Okay, after subtracting again 10. After multiplication, it's a value is 100. Okay, after division and assign again it's going like a float number 10.0. Okay, so the last one is modulus and assign one. Okay, let's say here modulus and assign operator and then 10. Okay, let me call the print function. Okay, now it is your division value is 0. So it's going to divide 10 by 10. Okay, so that means your answer is like 0, like you can say the float number. So always the division value, always the float number. Suppose if you want to change the like integer, you can use the operator and you can convert. So we have some inbuilt functions to change the data types and making the round numbers. We have the inbuilt functions. Okay, we can use it for making the round number. So suppose if you don't want the use the float number, you can use inbuilt functions and you can make the integers. Okay, so like this, these are all you can say out of the basic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions, all this. So these are all called component operators. Addition and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, division, assign, and modulus and assign. Okay, so like this, we can use the component operators out of the basic one. Okay, so is it clear? In this, any doubt, anybody? Okay, fine. So after the operators, so now I'm going to teach the data types. Okay, so basically, what are the data types in Python? Okay, how many types are there? So how we are going to use the data in our Python language? Okay, let's say for example here, let me open the notepad. Okay, so here I'm going to type all the data types what are available in the Python. Okay, so let's say here what are the data types in Python. Okay, so total 6 data types are there. Every programming language they will have some their data types. Okay, let's say for example in JavaScript they will have some different data types. Okay, and the same way the Python also will have some data types. Okay, in the Python I'm going to list out all the data types here. The first one is let's say numbers. So numbers, again we have 3 different type of numbers. Okay, so I will teach you one by one in detail. Just I'm going to list out all the what are the data types available in the Python. Okay, the first data type is numbers, and second one is strings, and third one is list, and the fourth one is set, and fourth set, and dictionaries. You can just say dictionaries. Numbers, strings, list, dictionaries. Okay, and here again the data numbers are like 3 different types of numbers are there. Okay, so here what are the numbers in the Python? How we are going to use the numbers? Suppose I have one integer, so how to convert to the float number? Okay, suppose I have one string like numeric value in the string, like using the some quotes, like single or double quotes. Okay, so the string value is how to convert to the like numeric, like integer. Okay, now inbuilt function we can use this and we can convert to the from number to float or string, from string to number. Okay, so like this we can use numbers. Let me give one by one example here. Okay, so here's where is here's code. Okay, let me list out all these data types in the Python. VS Code. So when you say list and set, it's color is changed. Let's say here the strings. So let me type the small itself. Numbers, dictionaries. Okay. So now let me explain one by one. The first one is number. So number data type. So let's say for example here, all these you can say just numbers like 10 or any 15, okay, or any 35. All these like we can say just integer. Okay, so let me assign some, let me declare some variable. So here I'm going to use a is equal 10. The next one is b is equal 15 and c is equal 35. Okay, so like this you can declare numeric values and you can store in the uh, any variable. Okay, like abc, like xyz, anything. Like suppose if you want to check the age value, you can just call age is equal something like this. Age is our variable and the 10 number we're going to store in the age variable. Okay, so age always should be numeric value, not like floating or not like a string. Okay, so now our age value is 10 and b value is 15 and c value is 35. Okay, so like this we are going to define the variable and storing uh, the data type, number data types. Okay, so here I'm going to check whether the data type, so whether it is a numeric or any other data type. So how we're going to check with this? Using the type operator, you can check the data type. Okay, so here I'm going to type here, just say, let me declare here in the terminal section. Okay, so here I declared age is equal 10 and b is 15, c is 35. So here I'm going to use the print function. Okay, so inside the print function, just sorry. So here you can say age is type. What is the type? Okay, so we know that is pure numeric, but the Python program should know what is the data type, that is numeric or some any string or any other float number. Okay, so here you can say age is like you can say is type of, and then you can use the type command. Like here you can check the data type using this function, the type function. Okay, so here you can say what is the that age data type. Okay, just call the age here. Okay, just separate this, like just separate these three, separating by comma. Let's see what happens. So let's say a comma. So each type of is string, some so default text. Okay, let's say here just use the single quote. This is our syntax only. Okay, so here age is type inside the function. You can just call any variable, a or b, c or age. Okay, so that means the age value will be input in your type function and it will declare the data type. Okay, so let me check with this. Find error, right? The type is age. That's fine. Right. Let me check here. So many syntax error is there. Age, comma. Okay, let me use the double quote here. Okay, so here the print a comma is type of, so it should say integer. Okay, let's check here. Fine. No, it's not. It's showing some error. Why? The syntax, everything is correct. And line one print age is type of type age. Okay, so then let me check directly. Just using the type function. So it's saying the float a class float. Why it's saying float? It should be integer, right? The print age is type age. Yeah, that's what. Given the same thing, same command. No, age is like our variable, right? So no need to put in the comments like quotations. Age is our variable. So if it is a like default like some string, we can use it, just like is of type. So age is our variable. So a variable no need to put inside the comments, inside the quotations. Okay, so let's check here. So here once I check directly type A, it's saying the class and float. So it's saying the float number. So let me check the A value here. Yeah, that's what. So here the A value is above, as per our A value is float number. Okay. So here we need to check with the age variable. So let's say here type age. It's saying now the class and the data type is integer. Right. So like this, you can use the type function and you can call your variable and it will say your data type here. Yeah, Priya, so let me check this one because I have checked with the a variable, but here you are saying this this print. 1 second also. Okay, let me check with this. 10 is type of class integer. Print age. Yeah, that's what. So yeah, before I forgot the comma. So after is a type of, we need to put the comma. So these three different syntaxes. The age is variable and is a type of on string, and again the type function with your age variable. So three should be separate with the comma. Okay. So now it's printing. The print age is type function and age is 10 is type of an integer. Okay. So like this, let me check other data here. Okay, so here I'm going to check with the other like B and C. Okay, let's type the B inside the type operator, type function. Let's say B. So it's saying integer. Okay, and the last one is let's say type function. Okay. Okay, let's call the C variable. It's saying integer. Okay, so now I'm going to create the string with the numeric values using the quotations. Okay, so now I'm going to name is equal, so not image equal here. Let's say for example instead of yes, let's say some any, let's say number or something, number one or something here. I'm going to assign some value using the quotation marks. Okay, so now this is 20 is numeric value, but it is a string because inside the quotation marks. Okay, the 10 string is stored in the numeric, the number one variable. Okay, now if you check with this variable, it will say data type is string. Let me call this the type. Inside the type function, just call the number one. So now it's saying string. Okay, because the values inside the quotation marks. Okay, so like this we can check any data type using the type function. Okay, suppose here other one is float. Okay, so here I'm going to assign some other value. I'm going to say number two is equal, let's say 3.0. Okay, now this is our float number. Okay, so now let me check with this. Say what is that type function. Inside the type function, let's say num2 for variable name. Okay, now it's saying the file student line one number and number two is not defined. Question, spell mistake in the variable. Okay, let me call this number two is let's say 2.0. Okay, now I'm going to call the print function, and here num2 number two. Okay, now it's saying sorry type. So here we have to use the type function to check the data type. So now call the number two variable. Now it's saying the float now. So now the number two data type is float number. Okay, so like this you can check any data type using the type function here. Okay, so out of this we have one more this will like out of number and float number we have one complex numbers. So complex number means here we are going to write some for example, if you say directly number 20 is like you can say integer. So 2.0 is you can say directly that is called like float number. Okay, for example, I have like this. Let's say here temperature something. Okay, so my variable is temperature. Here I'm going to say 20 something like 20F or something. Like we are going to call using this some letters, right, to calculate the temperature value. Suppose voltage means you can just say V. So now this you cannot say float number, you cannot say integer. Okay, so this is called like complex number in the Python. Okay, so here, so once you declare like this kind of numbers, so here we are going to use let's say so how, let's say for example let me print the first one. the print, let's say here, the print inside the print function. Let me type here. What is that? The type number to temp variable. Okay, the value is not printing. It's saying some error because it's saying that track back most recent call last line 1 in module name error. Temp is not defined. Name is not defined. Call the temp variable, temperature variable. Okay, so let me check the same type operator. First, we need to check the data type. What is that variable name? Temp. Okay, let's check. Now also it's saying the same error. Okay, so here once you declare any like this kind of complex number, okay, so the out of the integer, out of the floating number, in some cases like special cases, we are going to use this kind of complex numbers here. Okay, so now how to check this data type, how to print the this kind of complex data like it's combination of numerics and some alphabets. Okay, so let's say here I'm going to say create one new variable here. Let's say complex variable. I'm going to say 1 plus 2j. Okay, now my complex value is 1 plus 2j. So finally what it will be, it's going to be declared like a complex data. So out of integer and float number, so this you can say the complex data, complex number. Okay, so now how to print this kind of complex number. Okay, so now let's call the print function here. The print, the first one is what? Our variable, the complex comma. Okay, and then some any string is complex number or something using the quotation marks is complex number or something. Okay, so this is the complex number, and then comma. So each and every one like variable and some static strings, okay, on any other like objects or list, you should separate with the comma. Okay, otherwise the Python will not understand. The Python interpreter will raise some errors here. Okay, so here I'm going to use instance. Use instance, and then inside the brackets, instance function, inside the brackets I'm going to call 1 plus 2j, what we have declared in the complex variable. Okay, and then you can separate by using comma, and then you can just say the data type is complex. So last line, the last syntax should be complex because our data is complex data. Okay, so the first we need to call the complex the variable, and then this is like option is complex number. Oh, no, this should be closed here itself, not here. Let me close this quotation mark, and it should be closed after the is complex number. Okay, so like this, the first one is your variable name and some static string, and is instance, like is instance is our function. So inside the function, again you need to call that complex data, and you need to say the data type. So here my data is 1 plus 2j. Okay, that is not like an integer, that is not like a float number. Okay, that is complex data. So you need to declare the data type also inside your print function. Okay, so now let me print this one. What it's saying, and It should say some true and print, and it should print the 1 plus 2j. Not printing anything. Right. Nothing is printing. Let me close this windows. And one more backend. Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah, here the actual our print function is open and close braces. Again, for the instance function, we need to close some the second parenthesis here. We need to close the second parenthesis here. Let me type here. Okay. So now let me check this syntax error. Still it's saying syntax error. 1 plus 2 print complex number is instance, comma and complex. So everything is right. Let me check one by one. The print function and variable, comma is complex number, and then comma is instance, is instance, and then brackets 1 plus 2j, comma complex. Yeah, everything is correct. So actually it should say inside the brackets it should say 1 plus 2j, and it should say is complex number is true. But why it's saying error? Yeah, it's the same thing as before it. Why it's saying the error? It's showing different thing. The same thing I called the first time it's showing error, and the second time it's saying the 1 plus 2j is complex number is true. So that is the output. Okay. So here out of integer and float number, we're going to use the complex data, because in the Python we are going to write different programs. Okay, for doing some making decisions. Okay, for doing some mathematical calculations. Okay, and we are going to use the complex data also here. So complex data nothing but this combination of numeric values and alphabets. Let's say example whether, so you are going to add some numeric value and some letter, alphabet letter. Okay, and any other type suppose if you are writing some other complex kind of data, you can add the numeric value and alphabets values also. Both together you can use in the complex data. Okay, so like this you can, once you declare any data, just like this you can use the instance function and complex data, and then data type. Okay, so like this you can use these three data, so numbers and float, and the last one is the complex one. So is it clear in this? Is there any doubt in this? Hello. Yeah, Harsha, Chandana and Vamsi. Okay, Vamsi. Okay, so this is the first one we completed today. That is the first one is assignment operator, and in the data types we have completed the numbers data. Okay, and I will teach you tomorrow other data types, the list, set, dictionaries. Okay, strings I will teach on tomorrow. Okay, fine. We're done today. We'll see tomorrow class. So today I will share all the recording videos, previous class and this class. Just somebody's chatting. Okay, okay, sure. Okay, okay. Bye, everybody.